Well, hi, my friends. This is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. And guess what? I'm back with a bonus design just for you. I just thought about it, and I thought, you know what? This is part of my stitch tutorial series where I present a stitch, and I said if I thought of something or an idea came to me on any stitch at any time, I'd go ahead and try to design some, work up a formula, and I'd come back and share it with you. And guess what? Here is stitch number 4. Now some of you, hopefully you have given it a try. It's a really pretty stitch, nice and lacy. So for some reason, I had 2 extra skeins of this same color, and I thought, you know what? That reminds me of years ago when we'd go on church or Sunday school or vacation Bible school picnics, and we'd go to, we'd take all the children to a park or something, and one of the chaperones or, one of the mothers or the deacons in the church, somebody always had one of those ice cream makers. The old kind where you had to crank, where you had to churn the ice cream. And someone would always, I guess, have a peach tree, in their yard, maybe in the backyard. Maybe they had some peaches or something, a peach tree. And they'd bring bags of frozen peaches. They'd have chopped them up and bring them and put it in the ice cream. Oh, my. So I was sitting there looking, and I thought, well, I've got 2 skeins, so I have come up, this is Jay's Knit, a Peachy Perfect Summer Shrug, just for you, my friends. So, like I said, here's the stitch. This is stitch number 4. We've already done the stitch, so see, I don't have to repeat that, and I did give you, when, before this on the video, you saw that you got the information sheet, and I have included some more information on that sheet. So first of all, let me clear this off, and then let's take a look at the shrug, and then I will give you some of my formula suggestions, or idea of where you're going to start. All right, I'll clear this up, and we'll get back, and I'm gonna let you see it. I hope you like it. Back in just a minute. All right. Now, I don't know if I can get all of it in the shot, so I'm going to even stand up so hopefully I don't hit the camera too bad. All right, so here's the front of a shrug. And, it's just a standard light shrug where we're going to knit a piece of fabric like a long rectangle or so, or square. And then you simply, all right, so for instance, here's the front of the shrug. So now I'm going to take it and turn it to how we're going to start. Like I said, I can't get it all in one. Here we go. We're going to start at the very back, at the very bottom. Now let me take a look and see. Okay, we can see one side of it quite clearly. Of course, you notice that I'll pull it along. All right, so now here is the shrug with that same stitch. Now I'm going to hold it up so you can see it, and then I'll slide it along, let you see. Now this is my one for me, and I'm right in the middle. This is like a large to a 1X at least, maybe a little over, but it goes from my elbow across my back to my opposite elbow. Does that make sense? Of course, y'all, a lot of you are big shrug fans. I'm not so much. I don't know why. But for some reason, I just thought this color would look really nice as a shrug. And, being starting the summer, I think it just really pops. All right, so now here we go. Since I've already done the stitch, and I've given you, like I said, I'm going to go over some of the information, but we will cast on, say for me, I'm the large to 1X, I'm going to cast on 121 stitches right here at the very bottom back, and make a note to do this shrug, every one, every size, everywhere, we will move up to a number 9. Of course, for us, it's US number 9 circular needle. And you're probably going to need at least a 36 inch in length. See, I try to pick needles that we've already used. And if you've done sweaters with me, you should have that needle already and not have to try to go and try to buy anything. But a number 9, at least 36 inches to get all these stitches on. So I would cast on 121 stitches for me. Now I'll go over the other formulas in just a minute. And then all we're going to do is something so simple as just simply knit. Just back, cast on, just knit back and forth, back and forth. And let me show you this. You're going to do that for, since we're going to knit every row, this is garter stitch. And so it forms these little ridges. You know, if you're a seasoned knitter, you know that anyway. But just for people that are new still. All right, now what we're going to do is knit till I have at least 12 of these ridges. Not 12 rows, but 12 ridges starting at the very bottom. You simply count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you continue to knit across, back and forth, every row until you can sit down and actually count and see that you have 12 ridges. See the ridges? That makes the garter stitch. All right. Once you count and work your 12 ridges, then we will start and we will put markers, and then we will mark off 20 stitches on each end. I'd simply knit 20 stitches, put a marker, and then we will start the pattern, or you will start knitting the pattern. I'm going to go over, you know, and then you would knit across, 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 until you see that you're coming up to this side of the shrug. And of course you want to have 20 stitches on this side as a border. Does that make sense? And then from then on it's just knitting, knitting, knitting all the way up. And you can you should by now have an idea of how many inches it takes to go from your waist up to, you know, up your back. So I was aiming for at least 18 inches. I was aiming for from the where I started up to where the lace, where I wanted to stop the lace, at least 18 inches. And then once I reached my 18 inches, then I stopped the pattern, stop the lace pattern right there, and I go back into knitting every row. But the difference here at the top, you're going to have at least 16 ridges. The bottom, or where we started, I have 12 ridges. But when I get to the top, I want to continue to knit until I have at least 16 ridges in garter stitch. So 1, you just sit and keep knitting, and then eventually you stop every once in a while and count. You're counting the ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. And once you reach at least 16, if you're on the front, just knit on across, because you want to end on a wrong side row. You want to end, if you have to go an extra row, that's fine, but you want to be on the wrong side row. We will bind off on the wrong side of the fabric, on this side, in the knit stitch. So, at least 16 ridges at the top, not rows, but so ridges. That's what you're going to be counting to make this fit. All right, now let's go over some of the details and some of the working formulas that I've come up with and show you how it works. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so now let's go over some of the details, and hopefully I can maybe make things clear in case you have any questions. But like I say, a shrug is very simple and straightforward. It's just a nice long piece of fabric, a long rectangle, and then, like I said, I just put the design or the stitch in the back. Again, this is stitch number 4, and I am using a US number 9, or you can use a number, whatever number 9, but at least 36 inches long so that you can be able to get all your stitches on. I decided on the number 9 just to give a nice drape to the nice fabric and to help open up this pretty lace. If I'd done an 8, the fabric would have been a little tighter, so a number 9 works fine. Now, I've used the number 4, the same yarn that I was working the sample with, number 4 weight Caron Simply Soft. Now, you might decide maybe you might want to try the mandalas, or you might even want to try the Caron cakes or cotton cakes. A lot of you like those yarns. You know, you just have to give it a try. I don't know how much, if all the lace will show up as pretty with the stripe type yarn, but you know what? It's your Shrug, and I'm sure it will, just give it a try. But do it with the number 9. So pick your yarn wisely, and so that it will work well with the number 9. Alright, so you get this long, you work up to almost to the top of your shoulders. The top band, you need to have everyone, everywhere, every size. You're going to work back and forth, like I said, just knitting every row till you have 16 ridges, not rows, but ridges of the garter. And make sure that you finish the 16 ridges, and then you're on the wrong side of the fabric, and that's when you simply want to do a regular bind off, but in the knit stitch with the knit, and instead of purling, go on the wrong side, use the knit stitch and just bind off nice and loose across. And of course then, as you know most shrugs do, then you simply fold the fabric in half. Now let's see if I'm on camera. You're gonna then after you finish, you will simply fold the fabric in half, right? Alright, and then of course you're gonna sew up the side, do a side seam sew up, and leave about 7 to 8 inches open for, depending on your, this comes down near your elbow, so you don't have to have a large opening. But now some people like the shrugs with the large arm holes or arm space. So I have about 7 inches. I left about I'd say a good 7 inches, and just did my side seam on this side and on the opposite side. So now, as I had to make the pictures, then you simply put your arms into the arm space. This goes up around and behind your neck, and by it being more a little wider than the bottom band, it forms not really a collar, but it makes a beautiful it just hugs your neck. Now I'm not going to do it on this video because I wanted to get this up, and I'm working on something else, so I thought I'd do a finish and maybe have more than one like I did before. It looks like it saves a lot of time if I go ahead and, if I have a couple of finishes, just do them at one time. So of course, like I said, now I've sewn up each side, and so automatically you can just put your Shrug on, so both arm seams, and then you can put your Shrug on. Now here is the top where it's the more ridges, the wider band. Alright, but what I found too, in case you didn't want that one, you can just turn this around upside down and use the narrow band if you wanted a little less, if you didn't want it around your neck as much. It's going to be summer, so maybe you wouldn't want the wider band around your neck. Now, yes, it will change the direction of the design, but it's so pretty it doesn't really matter. So for the smaller band at the top at the neck, the design will go, the lace will be in the downward direction. If you wear it with the wider band at the top, then your lace is going to be going in the up direction. Does that make sense? So it's just a fun piece. It's easy. And of course, it's one piece. So now let me go over a little bit. You saw my information sheet where I was just trying to give you, I'm going to take it out so it won't have such a glare. All right, on the information sheet, this is the same sheet that I did stitch number 4. And I can bring it in a little bit. This is the same sheet. I use the same stitch. Everything is exactly the same, but on the bottom here, and you, like I said, it's on the screen. I just give you some suggestions on your formula, how to write up your formula. All right, for small to medium, all right, you're going to repeat the lace at least 11 times. This is the same stitch. That's a multiple of 6 plus 3. So 6 times 11 plus the 3, you will have 69 lace stitches. Everyone, everywhere, and every size will get 20 stitches on each side. This is the garter ridge. All of this is just garter stitch. Just knit every row. Then you work your lace, and then you knit the other side in garter. So everyone gets 20, and then your lace and 20. So for small to medium, you're going to cast on 109 stitches. I'm in the middle with large to 1X. So I took my, let's see, I went 6 times 13 plus 3 gave me 81 lace stitches. So I simply added my 20 stitches on this side, my 81 stitches and 20. So I have a cast on of 121 stitches. I'm trying to make it nice and easy, and you know, in case, like I say, you want to really do more or do it as a gift, you can kind of, you know, it doesn't have to be a perfect fit. It's a nice relaxed fit, but not just oversized. Now, if you're 2X or 3X, or just taller, because everybody's taller than I am. All right, I took 6 times 15. Remember the odd number, that way you always know where the center back is. 6 times 15 plus 3 stitches, the 3 extra stitches, gave me a total of 93 lace stitches. I added the 20 on each side, everyone, everywhere, every size. So this person would cast on 130 stitches. Does that make sense? This is not for long cup. It comes about your elbow. It'll come around maybe a little above, a little below, but somewhere around your elbow. That's what I was aiming for. So, for Jay's Knit, a Peachy Perfect Summer Shrug, by simply doing the same stitch that we did our, let me get my little stitch sample. By taking this same stitch that we worked up, stitch number 4, we did a nice pretty lace sample. I just took it a step further to show you how to take the stitch, now incorporate it into a design. Simple and easy. Make yourself a little formula line, you know. You don't always need 5 pages and 6 charts, people, to make a garment or an item. So I just made my simple formula, and now I have something really pretty to wear, and I think it will look really nice. Of course, right now we don't have much, places to wear it, but we will. You will. And it just looks really pretty, and I like how the lace comes over the front shoulders. See that? And then you have this nice wide pretty band that hugs your neck. Oh, guess I do need a flower, don't I? Hold on, hit the camera. Oh my word. Look, oh my word. Is that pretty? I think, look, Jay's Peachy Perfect Summer Shrug. I hope you give this a try. I hope you like it. And like I say, it's a good way to learn a stitch, especially if you're new, and then turn it into a simple project. Instead of a large sweater, this is something you can wear with your jeans, you can wear it with your shorts, your capri pants, anything. And you get a lot of bang for your bucks because it doesn't take much work and it's in one piece. And like I said, you can kind of try it upside down, right side up, whatever. Well, as you can see, I'm moving on, and I hope you're up with me. I thank you so much. I hope you give this a try. I'm working on, of course, a new stitch, and I have some other things, some book reviews that should be up pretty soon. So, this is Jay, and this is Jay's Knit and Purl Jam. I hope, I hope you'll send me pictures. Please, if you make this, be sure to send me pictures, especially if you try some, let me see the different type of yarns that you decide on. Like I said, this is yours. I'm just sharing. Well, until next time, I'll see you later.